It's a lot about chemistry. It's a lot about kind of figuring out, we have a lot of new players this year on our team, so it's about finding chemistry within the group and who works well with each other. Like you said, we have an eight days of practice to prepare for the tournament. It sends us a big challenge, but I think we collectively came in great shape, so the ladies have been able to kind of put it together and we can work together, and now we're starting to build some chemistry and some different groupings together for the weekend. So I think it's going to give us some prep time, and obviously we'll have to work on the ins and outs of things through the weekend, but it's a good way to jumpstart the season and get a couple of games under our belt real early. Last year we took a big step forward, taking ourselves into the championship game for SCIAC and having the opportunity, to compete in that game and put ourselves in a chance to win and go to NCAAs. Unfortunately fell short last year, but I think that experience has definitely carried us into this year. Our group of seniors who've been here for 4 years, they understand what it takes to get to that game, and I think now understand what it takes to win that game. And I think with the nice combination of youth as well as experience that we have on our team, I think that's going to put us in a good spot. At the end of the day, it's always going to be a tough road. Every game's a challenge, but I think if we come in prepared and play as a team, we put ourselves in that contention again this year. Sure, Allison, who our goalie, is a 3-year starter, 4-year player for us. She was a first-team All-SCIAC, first-team All-American. She's kind of the heart of our defense, leads that group, definitely very vital with our communication and how she works with our defensive unit to make sure they're in the right places. Haley Connor, who's another senior, and Rose Coper as well, are both senior starters who have been starting now for 3 years. So I think there's a wealth of experience within those three, playing within our system, playing within what we do. I think it's the challenge for them to really step forward this year. They've kind of had the opportunity to play behind some high-scoring, very standout players. So I think now that those players have graduated and moved forward, I think it's time for those three to kind of step forward and really take control of the team. I think it's going to be a nice blend of both experience and those seniors kind of leading the team, but I think our freshmen are really going to play a vital role in this team. 2 freshmen, especially Jessica Gaffney coming out of Santa Barbara, as well as Roxy Kiesling coming from Hawaii. Both of them are, I have high expectations for, definitely expecting them to play a lot of minutes this year and really help to contribute on the offensive side. One of the biggest things we lost from last year's team to this year's team is scoring. So we're going to be looking for some of those freshmen to really step in and look to score some goals, as well as those seniors to kind of take their role from more defensive players to a little more offensive this year. Starting out in Santa Barbara, it's an opportunity more for us to get some good high-quality training and playing Division I schools who have been training for 4 to 5 weeks at this point. So this is a tournament for us to get a feel for what our team's all about. I think as we go through the season, there's a tournament up in Cal Lutheran at the end of February. That's a very important tournament for us. That's usually where we're hoping to hit our stride working into the conference season. The Claremont Convergence, which is always the fun tournament that we host here, is always a big important tournament for us to be involved in. And then I think it kind of always builds into the SCIAC tournament, which is at the end of the day the most important tournament that we play. And that's the chance to get to the NCAA tournament. So. Well, our first home game with Hartwick is going to be, a good experience. Haven't played them in I think 5 or 6 years, so that's going to be a fun experience for us. Playing Hawaii in the middle of February, which has become a nice, fun game for us. They come out every year. The biggest games, towards the end of the season, Pomona-Pitzer, obviously is a huge game for us. We don't play a lot of big home conference games. We're on the road a lot for our bigger games this year, so I think it's going to be an interesting season looking at the schedule to kind of find some games to really build into.